Amid illness, addictions, tragedies, and prison,
Soccer superstar Lionel Messi arrived at court in Barcelona.
here you go. 10 facts about Messi that'll make you realize you don't know a darn thing about him. Did you know that the favorite hobby of the world's best footballer is playing video games? Ever since he first held a controller, Messi's been passionate about video games, and naturally, one of his favorite games was FIFA. But he didn't just play for the fun of it. Playing FIFA taught him new moves and helped him become a better real-life football player. So once he became a professional, he influenced his teammates to play with him. They admitted that Messi is not just a competitive player who hates losing. He spends at least 3 or more hours on his PlayStation after training sessions, before and after matches, simply relaxing with his son. Several gaming companies didn't miss the chance to sponsor the champion and feature him in their games. They added him, for example, in PUBG, or even made him a character in Call of Duty, his most lethal weapon being his kicks, of course. But the truth is, Messi almost never got to this point due to a rare disease that almost ruined his life. As a child, our Lionel Messi loved football and dreamt of becoming a professional player. His skill in the game quickly caught the attention of football teams. However, while he pursued his dream, Messi began noticing peculiarities in his body. He was taken to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed him with a rare growth hormone deficiency, which explained his height of only 4 feet 4 inches, much shorter than other kids his age. This condition not only affected his physical growth, but also impacted his learning, putting at risk his health. Despite the diagnosis, there was hope. The disease was treatable with monthly injections, if his family could afford the treatment, as it would cost between $1,000 and $5,000 every month. The family couldn't afford these costs, and many clubs turned him down. But Barcelona saw the hidden potential behind his situation. They offered Messi a chance to showcase his talent in a training session, and his skills were so evident that they didn't even allow him to leave their training center without his signature. With a pen and a napkin, they wrote an entire agreement for Messi to play football for them, and in return, they'd cover all his treatments. But genetic issues weren't the only problem. He also had a secret addiction that forced Barcelona to change their stadium. Messi couldn't stop eating junk food and developed an addiction to soda. He consumed so much uncontrollably that one day before a match, even though his coach Pep Guardiola had told players not to drink soda on game days, Messi still grabbed a can and drank it in front of everyone. But Pep wouldn't tolerate such disrespect. Instead of directly disciplining Messi, he had all soda machines removed from the entire Barcelona complex, so Messi couldn't drink soda while playing football. However, once soda companies realized the attention Messi was drawing to their products, they hired him as their spokesperson. Pepsi even gave him a can with his signature on it. So even though everyone wanted Messi to quit his addiction, it ended up making him millions. But what you didn't know about the legend making a lot of money is that it led him to prison. He starred in ads for Adidas, collaborated with air companies alongside Kobe Bryant in commercials, and even sold more jerseys than any other football player. But even as these deals were making him richer off the field than on it, combining that with tax payments and the fact that he was earning far less money than he thought his family deserved, things turned illegal. Suddenly, Messi was under intense investigation as Spanish courts noticed something suspicious about his earnings. All this time, Messi had entrusted all his financial decisions to his father, Jorge, who believed he'd found a loophole to help his son. He started investing Messi's money outside their country in Belize and Uruguay, considered tax havens, where taxes were lower, until 2016. Messi made headlines when he was sentenced to 21 months in prison for tax evasion. He and his father were forced to appear in court, charged with defrauding Spain of over $4.1 million in taxes. Thanks to lawyers, instead of prison, Messi was fined $255,000 and his father $190,000, and in the end, Messi made a final payment to correct all due taxes for $5.3 million. Don't worry, paying taxes won't make him go hungry. He's recently created something for his own universe, the Messiverse, that'll make him a billionaire. Messi wanted all his fans to own a part of his life, so with the cryptocurrency hype and the surge of NFTs, Messi started designing something that would set a world record, his own NFT collection representing his proudest moments. On the launch day alone, the project sold out, earning $3.4 million, and the rarest piece of Messi's collection, a unique gold version, was not only sold for $1 million, but is now worth over $9 million. But all of this was earned in just one day. Messi continues to release other limited edition NFTs and is predicted he'll earn over $1 billion in his universe. Messi earns and will continue to earn for a long time, even though it's recently been reported that he bought something that's destroying the planet. Messi often needs to travel from one country to another, but he can't always drive one of his luxury cars. He invested $15 million to buy a private jet. Every time someone sees the plane land with his iconic number 10, they automatically know it's Messi's. He had a stalker named Zach Louis who tracked everything, even Messi's flights from June 1st to August 31st. Messi made 52 trips worldwide, but the trips alone weren't the problem. Zach claimed Messi's plane was damaging the environment and had polluted as much as an average French citizen in 150 years in just 3 months, releasing over 1,500 tons of carbon dioxide into the environment. However, flights are taking off worldwide every hour, so it's not like Messi's intentionally causing tragedies. Just look at Messi's Instagram account, and you can see he constantly posts photos with the most important woman in his life, Antonella. You might think Messi won over such a beautiful woman only because he's a superstar athlete worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's deeper than that. Someone literally died just to bring them together. Messi and Antonella grew up in the same hometown, and once they met, they started a relationship and thought they would be together forever. But when Messi was offered to play football in Spain, he couldn't hold back from his dreams and moved away. Playing for Barcelona, he thought he and Antonella would never reunite, until one day Messi's phone rang and he found out she was in trouble. It turns out Antonella's best friend was driving, had a car accident, and died. So Messi knew she was suffering and took the next flight back home to comfort her. Not only did this revive the childhood relationship they had, but Messi even convinced her to move to Spain with him, and they've been together since. Messi cares deeply about his family and what he's achieved through his efforts, and this leads him to feel anxious or scared for his life every time he drives or even rides as a passenger in a regular car. The fact that both Messi's brother and father had devastating road accidents certainly didn't help, but Messi's fear of cars wasn't something he could just overcome, as he had to travel frequently. He did research and found that the most expensive car brands always have extra safety features and very sturdy, high-quality components in case of an accident. This helped him conquer his fear. Messi has spent more money on luxury cars than any other athlete, with a collection worth over $40 million, all just to protect himself. But would he even be here if another football legend hadn't sacrificed his life just to make Messi great? Now when you see Messi, he seems happy, fearless, and ready to face whatever comes his way. But he's a completely different person than he once was. During his early years at Barcelona, he was afraid of older and stronger competition. And even more importantly, he was extremely shy, especially towards his teammates. But one of them eventually helped Messi break out of his shell, the legendary Ronaldinho. At that time, Ronaldinho was Barcelona's star at the peak of his career. His award-winning performances filled stadiums, turning them from half-empty to sold out. Ronaldinho saw that this kid not only had the potential to become great, but even better than him. And he did an incredible gesture for Messi. He stepped back and scored fewer goals to help young Lionel become a star as quickly as possible. To show the world that all eyes should be on Messi, the last step Ronaldinho took was to hand Messi his iconic jersey number 10. Ronaldinho knew that this was an honor Messi couldn't take for granted, and Messi scored 641 goals, becoming one of the greatest football players of all time. And if you want to learn more about crazy and interesting stories about them, watch these videos.